Look. Right, let's go. First, I want to thank everyone for donating for the heavy difficulty. It is a true endeavor of a speed run, and like I said, decent chance of a game over. If you are not familiar with this game, a game over will send you back to the beginning of the game. And thankfully, we do have the codes, the level skip codes. If this happens, I'm hopefully not going to let that happen. And if it happens, you know, I'll smile. You know, we all will have a good laugh. You all will have a good laugh too, and whatnot. But the major difference with heavy difficulty here is that there are more enemies that you have to deal with. They do more damage. And specifically in the later portions of the run, there's more targets you have to destroy as well. So there's that to account for. And perhaps the biggest difference is that as points accumulate, you need more points to actually gain extra lives. And there's going to be lives that we're just going to be throwing away like candy and whatnot. And that's just because when you die, you will just respawn exactly where you died. So it's not really a huge loss to die in this game like a lot of other games. It's really just mostly about mitigating unintended deaths. And there's a number of places where that can happen, and hopefully they will not happen. So before we do get started, though, I guess I will introduce the entire couch. I know there's some new faces here. We have over here Leracous, who is going to be my primary commentator alongside me. And we also have Infinite Mystery over here, who is deciding to hang out with us along. You all know about Dr. Fatbody, Kick-Ass Pancakes, Sonic Man, 8, chronoon, who you saw Alien Soldier, and Faust and Seipatu. So that is the couch crew for you. And time just starts when we hit start on the main title screen here. So 3, 2, 1, go.
We got it.
All right.
All right, so Ranger X is a bit unique among the shoot 'em ups on the Genesis because you control both Ranger X and the X-Up support vehicle. You're going to notice he's swapping between the two here to kind of divide the damage between the two. They both have independent health bars, so he's going to do that as a bit of a safety strat here to ensure that he doesn't lose an unintended life here. You do lose a life if either of the health bars drop down to 0 here. The X-Up support vehicle is also used to change your special weapon. Right now he's opting for the grenade because it has the highest damage output to take out these targets. The game is split into 6 levels, each of which have 2 parts. The first part is you have to destroy a number of marked targets. In this level, it's these catapults that he's taking out right now, and then that's followed up by a boss.
All right, so yeah, we managed to avoid the death in 1-1.
Nice.
Yeah, so in order to actually swap weapons, you actually have to morph into the X-Up itself. And I guess now would be a good time to talk about the power bar in the bottom right corner here.
Yeah, so in the bottom right, the power bar, it actually recharges based on light sources. It's solar powered. You're going to notice in the second level, especially in the caves where there is no light, he's not going to be recharging power, so he rations it very carefully to make sure that he doesn't run out.
All right, so I'm going to try to... Oh, yeah, so it's pretty hard to actually control Ranger X. It's a bit of a slippery character, and unfortunately, it looks like I'm going to run out of jetpack. Oh, no, I got him. Wow. Yeah, so, yeah, your jetpack actually does run out eventually, and you will just fall to the ground there. And, yeah, the other thing was the flames actually do have diminishing returns. That's the main problem with that particular special weapon.
All right, he's going to pick up another special weapon here, which will be used on the next boss that he fights. And as mentioned, he very carefully rations the power usage here to make sure that he doesn't run out and has to stop to recharge.
Yeah, because there's very, very limited places to actually recharge the power bar. Because, I mean, it's solar-based, so we don't really have a light source. And this is also one of those kind of levels where you kind of are supposed to take it really, really safe. Like, there's things you can disable in order to get rid of hazards, like disable them and get through without actually taking damage. But, I mean, that's slow, and we want to go fast. So Fortunately, that light source there is the only light source you get in the cave. You have to kind of break it open. And we needed just enough to be able to finish off the cave itself, which we're almost about to be done with this level. All right, there we go.
Well done.
That death I had in this level was intended. That's the only time in an early game where I do prefer to actually take that death. So that was good. So I'm going to utilize the grenade here to get these quick kills on these targets. And I'm also going to take some damage boosts to launch myself forward to the right. Once I get rid of these targets, the boss is going to show up, and we're going to utilize the special weapon we got in the previous level on him. There are 4 phases to this fight, and the particularly important one is phase 2. If he is far enough to the right wall, he will not be able to shoot that giant laser he's trying to shoot there.
Yeah, so there's a beam that he actually fires during that phase, but since the boss is phased all the way to the right, he can't actually fire it because the beam would be spawning off the screen, so it just doesn't appear.
Okay, so 3-1. Here is the big RNG level of the game. Time losses in this level can be as much as 40 seconds. That's how bad the luck is in this level. These targets here actually come from the sky above. When they spawn, it's completely random. You have no control over it. So we're kind of hoping for, quick spawns on the left side and then late spawns on the right side. And we want to hopefully go from the left to the right. We're getting some pretty good spawns here, actually. And once I get rid of these 2 targets, I'm actually going to go back to the left because I'll have one more spot that a target will show up. Let's see if he comes. Yes, these targets are enemy spawners. Looks like we're going to be waiting. So this is a little bit unfortunate. I'm going to have to try to avoid damage for as long as I can. Okay, it's finally decided to show up.
See, ideally, the spawners that fall from the sky would appear all on the left first, so that he wouldn't have to go to the right side of the stage and then track all the way back to get the ones on the left later.
So, I mean, it's so luck. Like, I got most of them on the left side to spawn, and what's not being so good on my part is the execution. I got to be avoiding damage here. This is one of the levels where an unintended death can happen if you do get unlucky enough. Because, I mean, as you can see here, I'm just getting constantly chased down and harassed by these flyers. And they're going to keep coming until I get rid of the spawners. There are 2 different spots in this level. There's underneath these trees here, and then there's this lighter part here. This lighter part is where I can actually gain some energy for the power. All right, so I'm a hit from death. Looks like I am going to probably die here. I'm going to try to avoid this.
Ooh, it's going to be close here.
Come on.
Ooh.
Okay.
Well done.
There you go. Nice.
Yeah. All right, so next fight here is probably the hardest fight in the game in the speed run. Gonna need an elaborate setup where I'm gonna line up 4 grenades and get a 5th and 4 of the basic weapon to put him down in one single cycle before he shuts his eye. And that was a perfect demonstration of that.
That timing's really difficult.
All right, now comes the really annoying phase. You can see these bubbles here. I need to get nice and close. The bubbles will soak up damage. So it does get pretty hard to actually register all that damage on them.
And that was a pretty excellent fight, too. Well done.
Thank you. So, this eagle here, this is the weapon we got in stage 3-1, and we're going to utilize it in this stage. Power versus health management is quite important. And this is also a level that generally I do expect to die in. It usually is unintended, but it also can help for the benefit of speed. It very much looks like we're going to be taking a death. Okay, we did make that jump, thank goodness. If you do not get high enough, you will just end up falling straight down. These grenades here that the targets are shooting, they do cause splash damage. So you can actually just stand right next to them and let them fire off the grenade.
And at the very end of the level here, he's going to pick up a weapon power-up, a new special weapon that he's going to use to kill this boss real quick.
Yeah, by the way, seizure warning.
And there we go, boss is dead.
Boss is down. So yeah, that boss is sort of on a global cycle. He kind of spins around, and as long as you know when to unleash the laser, you will always land that laser on the target. And he doesn't have much health, so he'll die pretty quickly to it.
All right, we're coming up on easily the hardest level in the game, as d4gr0n says. The target in this level is these weapon platforms that are moving around on the rails here. They do a ton of damage each. The goal here for most of these is he's going to destroy these little rails that they're running on. That way they'll just fall off of it and get destroyed. And they don't need to be on screen to fall off of the rails. So he's just going to hit the rail switches and then run away.
Yeah, the targets will just slide right off them.
He's also getting marked by these spotlights, which sends these security drones to target him. And that can be a lot of trouble, although it can also refill his power as well.
Okay, nice. So it looks like we're gonna get through this level. This is the level that tends to concern me the most when it comes to heavy difficulty. There's some of these targets that you can't actually destroy through any means other than just close encounters with them. And as you can see, they do so much damage to me. And there we go, that's the last one. Really hazardous stage. I'm glad I got through that.
One death is really good there.
And because I started with the grenade, or I did that level with the grenade, I can start this fight on the right side, so I can force him out of that phase really quickly. If you fight him from the right side, it will lag the game quite a bit. This is a naturally pretty laggy game. All right, it's good damage. All right, oops, come on, get in there. All right. And yeah, that's all there is to that fight. That fight doesn't even change on from easy difficulty. I'm not really sure why, but doesn't matter. Now, this stage is very important. This mech I'm kicking here, the second one, that's kind of getting caught in the ceiling, he contains a shield. I need to kick him 15 times to unlock it. Sometimes it won't properly spawn. I'm going to utilize X-Up independent of me so that I can actually keep the mechs away from me as I get rid of that target. There's the shield.
There it is.
I'm going to quickly swap out of it. If I don't get the shield in this level, it's a guaranteed minute time loss just because of how this level is structured.
So what the shield does is it gives Ranger X full invulnerability, and it also does contact damage to anything that he comes into contact with.
It does drain quite a bit of power. This stage, for the most part, has light sources everywhere. It's everything in the background, but there is spots like this one here where it darkens the area, and you can't actually get a light source from it. I'm actually going to be taking an intentional death. This will be my final intentional death. It's going to happen at the halfway point. Just right after I kill this off. And I'm going to do this to set up X-Up so he doesn't get caught there. He can get caught there, and if that happens, I won't be able to retrieve him. And we're going to be doing this, the rest of this, well, relatively the fast way, but the boss waiting for us at the end is going to be a much longer fight if we don't actually have X-Up follow us. And the other reason I take an intentional death there is to refill my health bar to full, and that's because there was a health pack where those fans were. If I do pick them up and I don't have full health, it will take some of my power bar and to supplement whatever health I need to have filled up. And power here in this level is much more important than health is. As you can see, the shield just makes quick work of this level. And now we're gonna move on to the boss here. Once again, the big green laser is here, so be careful with the eyes.
Just taking a little time at the start here before he shoots the laser. Otherwise, there he goes. The red shooter at the bottom doesn't stay out as long. Nicely done.
All right. So with that level done, we have one final boss. There's a fairly lengthy cutscene, so you have time for 2 quick donations.
All right, we have $5 from Liz Star saying, "Hey, Dag and friends, shout outs to Blast the Process. Thanks for being my friend and good luck on your run. I know you'll do amazing as always."
Thanks, Liz Star.
And we have $15 from Aludra233 who says, "Aludra here. Thank you guys for always bringing the positive energy and being so supportive to each other. Good luck to both chronoon and d4gr0n."
Thanks, Aludra. All right, so we're gonna swap to the shield. This fight,
Oh, time is coming up shortly.
yeah, this fight doesn't last very long. There is a 1 cycle here. It's hard to control X up or Ranger X, like I said. So I need to kind of maintain a certain spot in comparison with the boss.
Nice.
There he goes. Time is coming up on the fade to white. And time.
Woo! Excellent.
GG.
GG.
Really, really happy with that run. So at the time that I began picking up this game, the record was like 14:25, I think. That was by Sean Cass, so big shout outs to him. And another few shout outs to a number of other people that were kind of key and essential for where the game is now in terms of the speed run. I want to once again thank my primary commentator here, leracous, for suggesting this game to me.
Thank you.
And one more final shout out to, and that is speedrunner Crank Dud. He kind of injected some new strategies that were completely sort of different from the norm that was established by other runners. And those strategies would become key and instrumental in pushing this game down to what is, the record is now 12:38. And yeah, one more shout out, and that is to Naglaria for even bringing this game to light at all. So thank you if you are watching, Naglaria. All right, and that's it. Thank you, GDQ staff. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Thanks, d4gr0n.
Well, and thank you as well, d4gr0n, for that amazing run. Got a quick donation for you here, $25 from Germ that says, "Loved Ranger X as a kid, so happy to see it being run." And that's going to do it for me for today. Hopefully you all have a fantastic day. I'm going to be turning it over to Pythonicus. He'll be hosting the next few runs for you. So everyone have a great day.
Yeah! Okay, fine, I work. Tech Crew.
All right. Good morning, everybody, from beautiful Bloomington, Minnesota. I'm Pythonicus. I'll be taking you through the next couple of runs here. So first and foremost, I'd like to remind everyone what we're doing here this week. We are raising money for Doctors Without Borders. Doctors Without Borders, or MSF, is an international independent medical humanitarian organization that delivered emergency aid to people affected by armed conflict, epidemics, malnutrition, natural disasters, and exclusion from healthcare in over 70 countries in 2018. On any given day, thousands of individuals representing dozens of nationalities can be found providing assistance to people caught in crises around the world. They are doctors, nurses, logistics experts, administrators, epidemiologists, laboratory technicians, mental health professionals, and others who work together in accordance with MSF's guiding principles of humanitarian action and medical ethics. The organization received the Nobel Peace Prize in 1999. So we do have a $100 donation by Dave the Tentacle, and the donation reads, SGDQ has been great so far, and there's been so much more to look forward to. Have a great week, everyone. Thank you, Dave the Tentacle, and we hope you have a great week as well. And indeed, we have plenty more ahead of us. Next up, in fact, we have Ninja Spirit by Lat Mackey, who we had interviewed just before that last run. We've also got, after that, Super Time Force Ultra by Tolu and Half Minute Hero by Dowolf. And Half Minute Hero, in fact, has a couple of donation incentives that you yourselves can meet. We have the Another Goddess incentive, which is currently sitting at $533 out of a whole $3,000. So if you'd like to see that, please get your donations in. We'd love to see everyone coming together, get these met. And in fact, Half Minute Hero also has another one, Hero 3. We're sitting at $946 out of $3,000. All right, we were gonna give you guys a quick word from our from Twitch. So we'll be right back for you guys. All right, welcome back, everybody. We are Summer Games Done Quick 2019, powered by Twitch. I have one $25 donation, no comment by Anonymous. Thank you very, very much for your donation and your generosity, sir. And I've got confirmation that we are indeed ready. So here's Lat Mackey running Ninja Spirit.